White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. The West Coast has been good to the White Sox, and they're really starting to build something out here. They've taken 3 of their last 4 on this trip and look to keep rolling here tonight in Game 2 against the Halos. How's it going, everybody? Brooke Fletcher here. Welcome into the broadcast. Davis Martin was absolutely outstanding on the mound, and he looks to pass the torch here tonight. Let's take a look at who's on the mound for both teams. Eric Fetty gets the nod for the White Sox, 3.24 ERA already this season with 22 strikeouts, while the Angels counter with Sam Aldeguerri, who was just recalled from AAA on Monday. Fetty just saw the Angels lineup a week ago and delivered his longest start of the season. 7 innings, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, and no walks. That sinker-sweeper combo was working well, something Zach Bowe said has really been a major focus for him this season. It also marked his first outing without issuing a walk since May of last year. And historically, he's handled this Angels lineup pretty well. So can he do it again tonight? Coming up, the pitching's been steady, but how about those bats? 14 hits last night for this White Sox lineup. Can they keep it going? John and Gordon will have more on the other side of the break. We'll be right back.
White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is presented by Toyota. Visit your local Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Let's go places. By Davis Law Firm, your Chicago lawyer. By Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more.
To every
Murakami deep to center. Trout at the wall. Get out! That was loud. Vargas sends this one deep to right center field. There it is. It has left the yard. Back to back here in the 4th inning. And the White Sox are getting to Soriano. High fives all around, and the good vibes continue to roll here on the West Coast. Benintendi with a 4-hit ball game last night. White Sox won the opener of this series 6-0. We're getting set for Game 2. It's your Chicago White Sox taking on the Los Angeles Angels. And the White Sox, a very good start to this road trip. They have won 3 of 4. What's up, everybody? Welcome inside the booth alongside my guys, Gordon Beckham. I'm John Schriffen. Well, the White Sox last night faced Jose Soriano. In his first 6 starts of the season, only gave up 1 run. Well, in his last 2 starts against the White Sox, he's given up 8 runs combined. What is it about this White Sox offense right now?
Well, on this road trip alone, they've won 3 out of 4 games, and 2 of those have come against the ace of the staff, Michael King in San Diego, and last night against Jose Soriano.
All right, it's time for Getting It Done, presented by the Home Depot. Working on a win. We take a look at the offensive stats for the White Sox.
Last night was crazy. 16 hits, a season high. You had Benintendi, who had 4 hits. Murakami and Vargas going deep. Murakami with his first double of the season. Can you believe it? 14 homers before his first double. And then you had guys like Kelenic and Antonacci. Kelenic 3 for 5, Antonacci 2 for 4. And oh yeah, John, the pitching was pretty good too.
Davis Martin was something else on the mound. Take a look at the starting lineup here for your Chicago White Sox. You will notice something different. Munetaka Murakami not in the starting lineup. He is getting the day off. He is available to pinch hit. Brooke Fletcher will have more on that later in this ball game. But the rest of the big bats are in there. Vargas, Montgomery, Randall Grichuk gets his first start in a White Sox uniform. He will start it in right field tonight.
They will be facing Sam Aldeguerri. You see his numbers. Not a lot of action so far in the big leagues. 1 game and pitched to a 5.4 ERA. This will be his second time on the mound. Here's his arsenal: slider, 4-seam, curve, and a change. Obviously not a ton of pitches, so there's what he did the last time out. See if the White Sox can handle him. But here's the defense for the Angels behind Aldeguerri from left to right in the outfield. Lowe, Trout, and Adele in the infield. Moncada, Neto, Grissom, and Shawnawell at first base. Rivero behind the plate. Here's the weather, presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing and Electric. 64 degrees, a little bit colder than you're used to in Anaheim, but it's perfect weather. Not a cloud, well, a couple clouds in the sky. There was more earlier, but they have dissipated. And a few cirrus clouds out there, but we're ready to rock and roll.
Are you a weather person now?
A little bit, a little bit. Here's Jansen Visconti. Pretty neutral, but calls strikes 6% above MLB average, down to right-handed batters. We'll see how that plays up, or plays down to these right-handed batters from the lefty, Aldeguerri.
We are ready for game 2 of this 3-game set. Chase Mydroth in the box, swings at the first one, and fouls it away, strike 1. Just the second time this season that we do not see Murakami in the starting lineup. He's allowed to have a day off every now and then. Need to make sure that it's a long season, keep him fresh and ready to go the rest of the year.
Yeah, you got to give guys days off, especially with what he's been doing. Just find a way to get him off his legs. He gets this wedged in between another game and an off day. So
going off the glove of Neto. So Chase Mydroth with a base hit to start this ball game.
Chase has been swinging a hot bat. He was ready to go on the first pitch. And we're going to watch what Vargas did last night. Home run right back-to-back from Murakami. You see the numbers, 102 off the bat, 31-degree launch angle. And a 378-foot home run to right center right after Murakami went deep to center.
So a 6-game hit streak now for Chase Mydroth, leading off this game, as Miguel Vargas now moves up to the 2-hole. Lefty on the mound, Aldeguerri does not exactly have overpowering stuff, but for a young guy, knows how to work around the plate, mix up speeds. He will show that changeup throughout the night here against the White Sox.
So what you're saying is he's the prototypical crafty lefty.
There he is. Circus Sports, sports betting the way it should be. We take a look at the odds to hit a home run tonight. Gordon, who do you like?
Well, I can't pick Mike Trout, former teammate, but he's a pretty good pick. How about Colson to get back on the board? A little lefty on left action.
Okay, plus 360. If you like Vargas at the plate, he's plus 440. "17-game on-base streak for Miguel Vargas. Longest single-year on-base streak of his career. And Aldeguerri, not his best move over to first.
Not his A move. Wait for the A. That was his B, possibly his C move.
Popped up, foul territory. It's Shawnawell, and this one gets out of play on top of the White Sox dugout. Angel starter Aldeguerri was recalled from AAA yesterday when Los Angeles DFA'd Nick Sandlin, their reliever. He's a guy who did pitch for Team Italy in the WBC. Two. Actually, he was born in Italy. Born in Verona, Italy.
Sounds pleasant.
Does sound great, right? I've never been.
Let's figure out what Verona, where that is exactly on the boot. You watch the game, I'll figure this out.
2 balls, 2 strikes here to Vargas, and there's throw number 2 over this at bat. Just underway here in Anaheim. A little high, and the count is now full here to Vargas.
So Verona is kind of in the northern part near the Barolo Barbaresco region.
A hotbed for Italian baseball, maybe?
Well, maybe not Italian, maybe definitely a hotbed for Italian wine.
There goes my draw, and the pitch out of the zone, ball 4.
Nice at bat right there by Vargas, works a walk. Aldeguerri doing a pretty good job to stay on the edges right there, make it a little bit difficult for Vargas, and Vargas does a good job after a nice at bat by Majdroth to start the game. The White Sox offense right where they started last night. First 2 guys up to the plate are getting on against the Angels.
That Sox walk is presented by IDOT. You drive, you text, you pay. It's not a game. Colson Montgomery steps in, nobody out. Attacking the first one down the left field line. It is low in foul territory, and he does not make the catch. Out of play. Thankfully, that ball drifting into the net as Montgomery can stay alive at the plate.
Yeah, not a lot of foul territory at the end of the foul lines. It really gets sharp right about the spot that Lowe was at. Any other outfield, probably a chance at this one, but the way that it tapers towards the lines, it doesn't leave a lot of room for foul territory the closer you get to the foul pole.
Montgomery also with a 17-game on-base streak coming into play tonight. Over the course of his streak, a .405 on-base percentage with 14 runs batted in. Any other season, we are highlighting him every single game, but what Murakami has been doing, understandable that he gets the main stage right now for the White Sox.
I think it's really good. We talked about it in San Diego. Murakami is really taking a lot of pressure off Colson. Colson's got this opportunity to play second fiddle to a guy that's leading the league in home runs. And that's okay. He's a young player, and it allows him to get his legs underneath him in his second season. You know, we've talked a little bit about it. Obviously, no sophomore slump right now with Colson. He's coming out, and his numbers, and I know you're going to get into him, but his numbers through 103 games are crazy.
It's what he has done through his first 106 career games has proven that he has staying power to be elite here in Major League Baseball. 2-2. And that's one of the things he's really improved on as well, his plate discipline. He understands how pitchers are trying to attack him, and he goes there with his own plan at the plate. Back-to-back full counts here. Vargas drew a walk. 3-2 to Montgomery. And he will also get a free pass. So the bases are loaded here to start this game. Nobody out. And Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, is going to make the walk out to the mound to try to calm down the 24-year-old from Italy. All right, if you're Randall Grichuk, just signed by the White Sox before the game yesterday, released by the Yankees, you are known to torment left-handed pitching, but you see a guy struggling with his command on the mound. How do you approach this at bat here?
Well, I think a couple of those at bats, he was kind of around the zone, got a couple of strikes. He just was unable to throw strikes at the end of those at bats. If I'm Grichuk, knowing that they just had a meeting, I'm thinking, hey, he might try to groove me one right here to get ahead. Do not wait around and just take one just for the sake of it. Now's a good time to impress your new team. Bases loaded, nobody out, first inning.
First start in a White Sox uniform for Randall Grichuk. He lined out in his only at bat last night. 1-0. And Aldeguerri having trouble finding the zone. Grichuk in his career with the bases loaded. A veteran hitting .305. That one down, and it's 3-0. Does he get the green light here?
I think at 3-0, you let him throw a strike. If he's going to walk in a run, you take it.
Mydroff led off this game with a single on at first. Vargas walked. Montgomery walked. Grichuk was swinging away there.
Don't hate it. See where the pitch was. 3-0, got the green light. Yep, it's a good one to go on. Just misses it. A little bit around it. Maybe straighten this one out.
3 balls and a strike. This is the 3rd straight full count. Both Vargas and Montgomery walked. Payoff to Grichuk. Shattered bat. Popped up. That one's going to fall into right field. An RBI single for Randall Grichuk drives in Mydroff, and the Sox strike first here in Anaheim.
Doesn't matter how you get them, but you got them. Just sawed off. Look at that. Directly in half. The bat's not corked, and it's 1-0 White Sox.
Welcome to the White Sox, Randall Grichuk. Fastball in there, strike 1 here to Edgar Caro. All right, so 2 strikes here on Caro. It's a good sign for those Sox because both hits already in this first inning have come with 2 strikes. That now makes it 9 2-strike hits so far this series for the White Sox.
They did a lot of it last night too, John. You highlighted it. A lot of 2-strike slapping of the baseball.
16 hits for the White Sox in the game last night. Everybody getting involved.
Yeah. A lot of fun, a lot of damage at the top of the lineup, and a lot of hitting at the bottom of the lineup. It was a good team effort.
1-2. This one in the air. It is Trout settling underneath it. Tagging from third is Vargas. He will score. So Edgar Caro does his job. A sac fly RBI, making it 2-0 Sox on top here in the first.
Well done by Edgar. Got down early, 0-2. Edgar's got a lot of fans and family in the stands and was able to lift that ball to deep center field. Mike Trout going to third base to keep Colson on second. No chance at Vargas, who scampered home, and it's 2-0 White Sox.
Well, this was the dude in the game last night, Andrew Benintendi, 4 for 5. First White Sox player this season with a 4-hit ball game. And a chance to add to this lead with runners on at first and second. A 1. Popped up. It is Moncada calling for it. And there's 2 away here in this first inning. Derek Hill stepping in, gets the start in center field tonight. The other positive thing we are seeing is that White Sox hitters are making these Angels pitchers throw a lot in this first inning. Here's pitch number 31 by Aldeguerri. Soriano last night threw 32 pitches in that first inning, and because his pitch count was so high, he was only able to go 4 innings.
And we know that the Achilles heel right now of the Angels is their bullpen, so the fact that the White Sox are making them work, they're going to get into that bullpen again tonight. They had to cover a lot of innings last night. They'll have to do more of the same tonight.
Two outs here in this first inning. A 1-1 to Hill. Hits this one hard to the gap in right center field, but Trout got a good break on it and will make the catch to end his top half of the first. Eric Fetty to the mound, and he's got some run support. Finally, he's been pitching so well this season, looking for his first win. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Los Angeles Angels. They suffered their first shutout loss of the year last night against the White Sox because there's still many names in this lineup that are struggling, like Zach Neto at the top. Some bats that are hot, though. Mike Trout, Nolan Schanuel. They've got some thump in the middle of the order.
Eric Fetty on the bump. Received the no decision last time out against these Angels, allowing just 2 runs on 5 hits with no walks and 6 strikeouts over 7 innings pitched. And unfortunately became just the 5th pitcher in Sox history to start the season with 3 consecutive losses while allowing 3 runs or less. So to your point, not a lot of run support. There's his arsenal: sweeper, cutter, sinker, change, and you look to see him lean on that sweeper. One of the best in the business.
As a hitter, do you feel that? Do you recognize that when there's a certain pitcher in the rotation that's not getting run support?
At some point it becomes a thing. I'm not sure it's at this point. I think generally that's a little bit later in the season.
Neto sends this one to right. It is Grichuk with the catch. And 1 away here in this home half of the first.
Here's the defense for the Sox behind Fetty in the outfield. Antonacci, Hill, and Grichuk. In the infield, Montgomery slides over to third base. Acuna at short, Mydroff at second, and Vargas at first, and Edgar Caro gets the start behind the plate.
Fetty peering over the glove as he looks on against Mike Trout. Mike Trout was 0 for 4 in the ballgame last night with 2 strikeouts. Had a very hot start to the season with 10 home runs now. Think about that series he had against the Yankees in the Bronx earlier this season. 4 games, he hit 5 home runs. He was just trading with Aaron Judge back and forth. And this one deep to left field, and it will just clear the fence. 11th home run of the season for Mike Trout gets the Angels on the board.
One of the best in the business, gonna be a Hall of Famer. Breaking pitch down, not a bad pitch. Mike Trout does like the ball on the lower part of the zone, and he gets one, and the patented little scissor, and that ball leaves the yard just barely. Antonacci was tracking it, just ran out of room. 2-1 White Sox.
A milestone hit for Mike Trout, his 800th career extra base hit. Trout also homered off Eric Fetty a week ago when these two squared off in Chicago.
Wasn't a bad pitch, down and away. Mike Trout just has so much reach, especially down in the zone. I've seen him do that a lot of times. You think you threw a slider underneath the zone, and it's just underneath it, and he hits it 400 feet somewhere.
Nolan Shawnuel was 2 for 4 yesterday. Angels only had 5 hits in the ballgame. But he is starting to heat up in his last 8 games, hitting .367. The big deep breath from Eric Fetty. Couple shakeoffs here. 2-2. Think about what the White Sox have done. 11-5 over the last 16 games. A big reason for it, the starting pitching. In the air to center as Hill breaks in. 2 away. I mean, you go up and down this rotation, everybody is putting together strong performances, and then with the way the offense has been clicking right now, that's why the White Sox are hot.
A lot of times when these pitchers, they see the guy the night before go out and pitch a gem, they want to back that up. They feel like they're letting the team down if they don't back that up for another good performance, and that's what the guys are doing right now in the rotation. They're handing the ball to the next guy. Uh-oh.
Jorge Soler posed at this one, and it is gone. Second home run hit by the Angels here in the first. And we are all tied up at 2.
I'm not sure Jorge missed any part of this baseball. Right in the middle of the plate, and he knew it as soon as the ball left the bat. You can hear that sound. 105 off the bat, and it's all tied up here in the bottom of the first.
Said there is some thump in the middle part of this order. And the Angels, a couple solo shots here to start this game. And on the hands, out to left, Antonacci with a diving catch. That's how we put an end to this first inning as Joe Adell is robbed in left field.
Nice play right here by Sam. Came a long way, kind of a sinking line drive, but a really nice job to get behind it and make the diving catch. We got to tell ourselves a tie ball game. Going to the top of the second.
Healthy Mike Trout is still one of the most dangerous hitters in the game. Top of the second we go, tied at 2. This half inning is brought to you by Wintrust. 8-9-1 to the plate for the White Sox, with Luis Angel Acuna leading things off. Hit hard, but on the ground. It is Neto with the backhand. And just getting Acuna, who was flying down that line.
I don't think Neto really understood how fast Acuna is, because he took his time with this, and Acuna almost got him. They're still looking at it. And they're not going to challenge, but that's how close that Acuna made it.
Look at this. Woo.
I mean, just barely. Good job by Acuna. Has not had the best start to the season, but still hustling down the line. That's the brand of baseball the White Sox have been displaying all year long, that they're going to hustle and work and make them throw you out.
Sam Antonacci led off in the game last night against the lefty on the mound. He is now batting in the 9 hole. Got on base his first 3 times last night. Walked and scored, couple of singles, scored twice in the game. That's what you want from a leadoff hitter.
Just a couple of Italian teammates facing off.
As Aldeguerri looks at his hand after spiking that one.
Did that not hit Sam? I mean, how in the world did it?
That thing spiked so far in front of the plate. And he's got an Italian bandana on underneath the cap as well. Hit hard past the diving Shawnuel into right field. So Antonacci with a one-out single here in the second. Let's go to Brooke for her scoop from the clubhouse.
As you mentioned, Munetaka Murakami is getting the night off, and Will Venable said, don't worry, this was discussed a few days ago, and he said, I would love to keep him in the lineup with the way he's been swinging it lately, but over the course of a long season, they have to manage how they use him and his workload. So he said, this is something that we could see occasionally. And guys, with the off day on Thursday, tonight just made sense. You would imagine that he wouldn't want to give him back-to-back off days, maybe with an off day tomorrow, but he is available off the bench if they need him.
All right, Brooke, really good stuff. The White Sox are going to be careful. They have to be responsible with him, to be proactive and make sure that nothing comes up throughout the course of the season, because Murakami is still on pace to play 153 games this year.
I just thought they were sitting him because he hit a double last night and actually had to run around the bases.
Isn't that something? With the incredible start that he's had, that was his first double in his major league career. I think what's exciting about what Murakami has done is that he's giving a spotlight to everyone on this team. I was watching MLB Network in the hotel today, and there was an entire segment dedicated to the White Sox and what this team has done here in this early part of the season.
They sure are turning a lot of heads. I mean, everybody's like, I can't believe what we're seeing, and you can see if they find a way to win tonight, they're back to 500. And that's going to be the first time in a long time, John.
Grounder up the middle, went off the pitcher's glove, Aldeguerri, and so a swipe tag at the bag by Grissom gets the forced out at second.
This would have been a tailor-made double play if he hadn't touched it. And Grissom ends up getting tagging the bag, and then Sam just mixing it up like he always does. He's getting in the middle of it. Thought about sliding and then just decided to run through the bag.
A little look from Grissom at second base.
It's one of those ones when you're a second base, you're like, what is going on with this kid? And it's like Sam's like going by him. He's like, that's right. I am crazy. Don't mess with me, dude.
When he's on your team, he's your favorite player.
Oh, yeah. You got to have guys like Sam.
But you're talking about the White Sox trying to get back to 500. If they win tonight, they would get to 500. And the last time they were 500 this late in the season, go back to 2022. Vargas deep in the air. Trout at the wall makes the catch to put an end to this top of the second inning. Vargas gave it another ride after his home run last night, but this one falling just short. It is time for our Old Spice Fresh Stats. We take a look at the White Sox rotation, the lowest ERA by starting pitcher since April 3rd. We talked about collectively this unit is getting it done.
It's a big time stat, some big time teams in that top five right there. White Sox lead the group. And I would say that was one of the bigger question marks coming into the season, was the rotation. Like, how would they hold up? Who are the guys going to be? And you've seen obviously Davis Martin, Sean Burke right there, and then you add a Noah Schultz and have the veteran Fetty. I mean, they're doing some really good things, and Kay last time out did very well as well. So they're really coming together as a group. There they are.
I think Kay, we're still waiting for him to hit his stride. They've been working on a few things with him between each outing. And so we're waiting for consistent results from him. But Davis Martin has taken his game to a completely another level this season.
Just pitching with a lot of confidence. You can tell he gets on the mound. He knows what he wants to do. The ball feels good coming out of his hand right now. And he's attacking the zone. He's got so many quick 0-1, 0-2 counts. It's as soon as the guys step into the box, they're behind.
Yohan Moncada leading things off for the Angels here in this home half of the second. Eric Fedde gave up 2 solo home runs in the first to Mike Trout and Jorge Soler. 3-2. Strike 3 called. So the first punch out for Eric Fedde tonight. Let's go to Brooke.
All right, let's get to some news and notes, gentlemen, starting with the Cubs. Michael Conforto delivered his first career walk-off homer, helping Chicago extend its home win streak to 12 games. In Atlanta, Matt Olson, he continues to mash. He reached a major milestone, hitting his 300th homer of his career. And for the Phillies, Christopher Sanchez was dominant. He recorded his second 10th strikeout outing of the season, guys. Pretty impressive stuff.
How about the Phillies? They make a change with their manager. Don Mattingly takes over, and they're now 6-1 under Donnie Baseball in Philadelphia.
I still think it was pretty early to do that. You know, I don't like seeing guys like Thompson and Cora get thrown out that early in the season. It just doesn't seem like it's their issue. But, you know, sometimes it's helpful.
Antonacci on the warning track will make this catch, as Vaughn Grissom is retired for out number 2 here in the second. But we've seen some long fly balls off the bat of the Angels to start this game.
We have, and I think that there's a few balls that have already been hit tonight. Vargas to end the last inning, and that one that are probably gone on a different night. And unfortunately for Grissom, he's probably thinking, why did I hit it to the deepest part of the park out there in left center? That's a big left center, one of the biggest in the big leagues, if not the biggest.
That last fly out to left from Grissom was 101 miles per hour off the bat. Popped up. It is Acuna at short. Will make the catch to end this second inning. 1-2-3 second inning for Eric Fedde. And when we come back, Davis Martin. How good has he been? He has been lights out for this Sox team. He's even better when he's on the
with Davis Martin. Another incredible start from you last night, Davis. A career high in 10 strikeouts. What was working so well for you?
Yeah, they just staying ahead. And, you know, I think the biggest thing is the offense going and getting 2 runs early. Just let it, you know, against a really good pitcher like Soriano, kind of helps me settle in and just kind of throw our game and trust our defense and just trying to get the offense back inside, right?
Yeah, what is the most challenging aspect of, you know, facing a team so closely back to back?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you have guys like Mike Trout who, you know, see you, can, you know, try to look at your routines, try to look how you're trying to set things up. So you're trying to play the game of, you know, do I continue to do that or do I try to throw him off? So it's a little chess match. But, yeah, you want to try to lean with 75% of your strengths, right? You want to stay pretty strong with what you did this prior outing, especially because we had success the prior one. But, yeah, just a couple of wrinkles to kind of throw him off.
Yeah, that slider was generating a lot of swing and miss last night. Just how do you feel more comfortable with that pitch now? Yeah,
I mean, it's literally – all offseason had been able to work on it, continue to refine it, and then, you know, we made some mechanical adjustments after Miami, and ever since then it's been a really good pitch.
Zach Bove gave you a lot of credit, saying even with all your success that you're still finding ways to get better and better each week. You had a great outing last night, but what is something that you want to improve on in your next start?
Yeah, I mean, we already went up to him and said we're doing pitch design on one of the 6 pitches. So yeah, we already have something that yesterday I didn't like how it looked. So going to go into the bullpen tomorrow and play with it a little bit. So.
Since April 3rd, this starting rotation has the best ERA in all of baseball. What do you attest that to?
Chirping. probably would be my best thing. I think no one's comfortable. I mean, everyone's enjoying competing against each other. You know, like we joked about yesterday, Sean Burke was the first one who said couldn't go 8 innings. So it's like everyone's trying to push, you know, obviously a little more banter. We're obviously excited for each other. We love, you know, cheering for each other. But I think that's where it stems from, is the constant need to kind of compete against one another.
You've been with this group. You're the longest tenured White Sox right now, so you're the old guy in the clubhouse. But what difference have you seen just in this group as a whole, and why you guys, I feel like, are just playing so well right now?
Yeah, I think it's between belief and brotherhood, right? Like, I think there's the belief that we can go out and we can beat a lot of people, and you know, I think we kind of proved to ourselves last year that we can do that, and I think we've started to refine a lot of the things that we did well last year and been more consistent. And then the brotherhood, right? Like, if someone doesn't do it, someone else is going to come pick you up and do the job, you know? So understanding that the guy in front of you and the guy behind you has your back is big for us.
Mike Vassal's also been in the dugout with his wand. Do you think it's the wand?
100%. Literally, it's none of the hard work that any of us are putting in. It's all Mike's magic and his wand. Couldn't be the hours of cage time, bullpen time, time in the gym, time studying the opponent. It's definitely Mike just waving his wand.
I'm glad you're giving credit where credit is due, Davis.
He's been working real hard.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it, Bert. Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
That's awesome. Top of the third, this half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. There were some really good vibes with this team. Can you feel it when you're in the clubhouse, when you're in the dugout, when you're on the field for BP?
I think the biggest thing, and Davis kind of said it, I mean, it's a belief, and they feel like other guys are going to pick them up. They don't feel like they have to do it all, and they're leaning on their teammates to pick them up, to get hits when they need to get hits. I think that is contagious, and when you start winning some games against who they have, especially the starters, right? Michael King, Jose Soriano, 2 of the last 4 starters that they've faced, that's a big deal. Now they start to have the belief that they can beat anybody.
Edgar Caro sends this one deep to left center field, but Trout will run it down just shy of the wall to put an end to this top of the third. Edgar Caro is starting to hit it hard again, waiting to break out offensively for the Sox. Bottom of the tied at 2 here in Anaheim as Eric Fetty, the starter for the White Sox. His team came into play tonight a half game back out of first place behind Cleveland and Detroit. Well, Gordo, Cleveland and Detroit both lost tonight, so currently the White Sox are tied for first in the division.
How about that? How about that?
On the ground, it is Mydroth backhanding on the move, makes the play, 1 away to start this home half of the third. Rate is a proud partner of the 2026 White Sox. The Rate app gives Chicago fans an all-in-one wellness app with tools to build financial strength and guidance for fitness and stress management. Feel better, live better, play better. Download the Rate app today. Things also got a little spicy in Detroit as benches cleared as Framber Valdez was ejected from the game after throwing at Trevor Story. Now, he had just given up a couple of home runs. Red Sox blew out the Tigers 10-3 tonight as Framber Valdez is now the ace of that staff for Detroit because Skubal has gone down with an injury. Liner to center. Zach Neto, top of the order, his first hit tonight. Let's see what kind of adjustments Eric Fetty makes here on the mound after Mike Trout took him deep last time up.
Well, Davis said that he is kind of a chess match, so apparently Davis is pretty good at chess. Let's see how good at chess Mr. Fetty is.
Fetty's also a very good chess player.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he the type of chess player that's like going to, you know, press the time clock type of chess player? You know what I'm saying?
I think they all play with the time clock.
Okay. Yeah. I don't play enough chess then, I guess.
You don't want to be playing against somebody who's just sitting there thinking and pondering. You want to keep the game moving.
That's right.
Anytime I go through the clubhouse, they're playing chess. There's a clock they're tapping on.
Wow.
Yeah. check on Neto over at first. That is a smart guy. Went to the Harvard of the West, UNLV.
Love that. We'll come up with a Harvard from each location. Obviously, Georgia's the Harvard of the South, if you haven't been following us lately.
Ooh, that's close. Got him! What a move from Fetty as Neto is picked off.
What a move. Caught Neto leading, and that is a tough out for the Angels, especially with Mike Trout at the plate. Already has a home run and a really good count, 2-0, and Neto gets caught leaning and a huge out. It's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Nicely done as well by Vargas, who does not play a ton of first base, but he was there. That tag was laying on the back of Neto before you could clearly see the hand touch the bag.
I'm not sure why Neto was standing there waiting for them to potentially review it. He was out by a mile. And a huge out. You walk Mike Trout, you can pitch around him a little bit now that Neto has been picked off. Now you've got a base open. Don't want to give Mike Trout anything, especially 3-0.
Breaking ball sliced down the line in left field and lands foul. Nolan Shawnuel 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out in the first inning. Good pitch from Fetty in there, strike 2. There goes Trout. 0-2 is slashed out of play. Pitching was so good yesterday for the White Sox, they did not issue a single walk in the ball game. So that walk to Trout, the first walk for the Angels here this series.
14 Ks, no walks. Rotation is really doing it, and it's okay to walk Mike Trout with the bases empty and 2 outs. Obviously, you're still playing with fire. You got the number 3 hole hitter up. It's not like he's a slouch, but when you have Mike Trout at the plate, you make sure he doesn't beat you. Watch the replay. Sees a little chin music up and in. Maybe it's a purpose pitch. See if he goes back down and away after that pitch.
Just off the plate, ball 2. I want to go at Shawnuel here as Jorge Soler, who also went deep in the first, waits on deck. Check on Trout. And a timeout is called. There is a beach ball on the field in right field.
There's the ball, and it's gone. Doesn't feel very beachy today here in Anaheim.
We're in California, though, right? Like, isn't that appropriate? Isn't that the Cali vibes?
It's like
beach ball
life's a
flying around.
beach, life's a beach type of thing.
You know,
dig it.
I dig it. On the ground, it is Mydroth scooping it up and makes the play to get out of this 3rd inning. We are tied here in Anaheim, game 2 of this 3-game set. All right, last night, Andrew Benintendi got it done at the plate. 4 hits. First White Sox player this season to come up with 4 hits in a ball game.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed tonight is Benny is always generally open with his stance to start. And he's starting dead even, just totally square to the pitcher. Yeah, look at what he's doing right now. You can see it, maybe even a tick closed off. That is opposite of what he has always done, which is kind of start open and have his leg kick bring him towards the plate. He's starting open. Excuse me, he's starting basically square or closed. And it seemed to be helping him last night, and he's done more of that tonight. Had some big hacks. Nothing to show for it yet.
What does that closed stance do for Benintendi at the plate?
Yeah, it's just a feel. It might keep him on the ball a little bit longer. Able to cover that outside part of the plate. Sometimes when you start open, here's his spray chart, but sometimes when you, yeah, well, he likes to hit it right into right center. So looks like the Angels have not adjusted. They're still, those would still be hits tonight. But yeah, it basically allows him just to stay a little bit square longer. Sometimes when you start open, you stay open.
So Benintendi making adjustments at the plate. Certainly worked out last night. Two balls, 2 strikes. Benintendi plunks this one over second base Grissom. And his first hit here tonight.
Similar spot to last night. Maybe pulled this one a tick more, but it's a changeup. And that's down and away, John. It's kind of what I'm saying. I think he's being able to cover that outside part of the plate. It's not like he's squared up to go the other way. He's squaring up, getting on the plate, and just saying, I'm going to pull the ball. And it seems to be working.
Well, the trend continues, Gordo. 4 hits tonight for the White Sox. All of them coming with 2 strikes. Derek Hill shows bunt, pulls it back, strike 1.
Definitely making the Angels pitchers work. Find a way to get deep into the count, and then find a way to get a knock, get on base, work a walk. White Sox offense has been very solid over the last 4 games.
High in the air. This one to center as Trout backtracking. Makes the catch for out number 1. Top of the 4th. This half inning is brought to you by Toyota. We asked Will Venable who he was excited about watching tonight in this lineup. He pointed to this man, Luis Angel Acuna, because he said, we're noticing him hitting the ball harder, and we're seeing him out actually starting to hit line drives, less ground balls, and we're hoping that it turns into hits and he comes through this season. And off the plate, ball 1. White Sox still believe in Acuna and his abilities. As we see Jose Fermin warming up in the Angels bullpen. In the air to left. Low. Back pedals. And there's out number 2. So Team Italy round 2. Round 1 went to Sam Antonacci with a single in the 2nd. Antonacci, the 9th ranked prospect in the White Sox organization, according to MLB.com. And he has been excellent since getting called up this season. Hit the bat, so a foul ball. It's not, he taps his helmet like, ugh, why'd I do that?
Little check swing foul ball. Some choice words to the umpire. And then just goes ahead and hits himself in the head with his bat.
I enjoy that he can have fun with the game and can do it in his own way, doesn't care what anybody thinks about it. This is how he plays the game, and he's going to keep doing it his way.
I just keep thinking about the Top Gun moment where he's like, that's right, Iceman. I am dangerous. That's basically him. He's Maverick.
How do you come up with so many movie references?
Well, I'm a huge Top Gun fan, so.
But I'm saying, you have a movie library bank you can draw on for days.
You could not be funny in college if you didn't reference like a movie quote.
Okay.
So I had to learn that way first. You couldn't be funny. You just had to reference movie quotes in the right moment to be funny. So that was
your Georgia training got you on track.
That was the Harvard of the South moments where I had to incorporate cinema with comedy, you know, and that got me prepared for broadcasting with you.
I'm not mad at it. 3-1 on the ground to the right side. Grissom. He goes to first with it and puts an end to this top of the 4th inning. You're tied at 2 here in Anaheim. Grab your friends and head to the ballpark for Miller Lite Baseball and Brews. You get 1 ticket and 2 beers starting at $24. You must be 21 and over with a valid ID. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/brews. Top of the 4th, tied at 2. This half inning is brought to you by Davis Law. Jorge Soler went deep his last time up in the 1st inning. Tied this game at 2. Second straight start for Fedde against these Angels. Last saw them on Wednesday in Chicago. That start on Wednesday, he was outstanding. As we go to Jorge Soler, his last home run in the 1st.
Yeah, breaking pitch middle, and Jorge Soler has done that a lot. He's done it in big spots in the World Series as well, hitting a home run for Atlanta a few years ago on their title run.
Got him looking. Second punch out for Eric Fedde.
John, you're right. Caught him looking. Fastball. Look at that two-seam action. Just starts about a mile away and comes back to the outer third. Really good pitch and great movement by Fedde, who has settled in since the 1st inning.
In that last outing on Wednesday, it was his longest of the season. Went 7 innings, only gave up 2 runs, a season-high 6 strikeouts, and no walks. Edgar Caro takes that one off the mask as Jansen Visconti walks out to the mound to give Caro a breather.
Breaking pitch. Adele fouls it straight back. Yeah. Got Edgar pretty good right there. Didn't love that one. He's tough. Most catchers are. They get nicked up, bruised up, worse than anybody.
Off the plate, ball 2 here to Joe Adele. We haven't seen Joe Adele have to make any crazy type catches in the outfield. Because we all know what he did about a month ago now, robbing 3 home runs in one game, a 1-0 win over the Mariners.
Pretty good day, especially when you win 1-0.
1-0. You made the difference.
What would have been even better? Did he get the game-winning hit?
He was not involved on the offensive side, but sends this one to right field as Grichuk, waiting on it, makes the grab for out number 2.
Tough sky right now. Twilight. This is when balls get lost in the air. There's high fly balls get kind of near the top of the lights. This is prime time. As you can see, a good shot by our crew. It's when it becomes a little bit more difficult on those pop-ups, especially if they go high. Keep your eye on it. Can't take your eye off of it or you'll lose it.
Oh, that goes off Eric Fetty. And we're going to have to see if he's okay. A base hit from Moncada, and that was a hot shot.
Probably more frightened than anything. Good Lord. 106.5 miles per hour off the bat and on a direct line for Fetty. I think he blocked it with his glove hand, almost took his glove hand off, it looks like.
Fetty says he's fine. Let's take another look at this one off the bat of Moncada.
He almost caught it. I mean, oh my gosh. Whew. Just happy he's okay.
Kind of ducked out of the way, and as he was tucking, protected his face with his glove. That's scary.
Very.
On the ground, Colson Montgomery looks to second. As that'll do it for this 4th inning. Good thing Eric Fetty can smile about it now.
Welcome back. It's time for a little Know Your Sox California edition featuring Chase Mydroth, the guy who's from Southern Cal. I asked the best California chain. He said going with In-N-Out, and he's got the order down too. Double, grilled onions, chopped chilies, extra spread. I would say he's been there a few times. What does he miss most about California during the season while he's in Chicago? He said easy answer, the weather. And one thing he'd recommend if you travel to California, kept it simple. He said, hey, you got to go to the beach. Gordo, I know you had a great time at the beach.
Sure did. You could have planted me at the beach for the next few months. I mean, talking Top Gun, Coronado, the beach, literally the jets fly right over and land.
I can't believe we didn't coordinate that. I feel like that's a miss. I wanted you to participate in the drills on the beach. You were more of like getting up in the fighter jets.
You would have laughed so hard. I was sitting on the front porch of Brooks' house on Coronado. Literally, I hear the jets, and I just like sprint out, and I'm like, let's go, when they're landing. So much so that the neighbor comes out, Deb, who has this dog named Scout, and she says, my daughter flies for the Navy. And I'm like, you're kidding me. Well, if she ever needs a co-pilot or somebody to ride behind her, I'm your guy.
I mean, if ever. That was your That was your opening.
Well, you know, I don't like to.
And I feel like that was still early in the series, right? We could have got it done.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I want to jump in here because, you know, Deb, she was talking about how her daughter is a fighter pilot and how fighter pilots get their nicknames, right? Or their call signs. Is this, you're the expert here? Yeah, okay. So her name is Hulk. But usually, if I have this correct, that they get it for something that they did that's kind of embarrassing or kind of a low moment. So I'm curious, if we all had call signs, what would they be?
Whoa.
That is an epic question, Brooke. I like your style.
Gosh.
Let it simmer.
I'm gonna put it on you. We gotta get yours first then.
Well, I know I teed it up, but now I have to think. Okay.
Exactly. We're gonna throw it back
Mine
to
would
you.
be something because I feel like I'm kind of clumsy, but I also like to eat a lot of food.
Klutz.
Klutz is fine. We'll let it simmer. We can come up with something
I don't love
better.
that. We can get better than that.
I like to eat a lot of food. What's something with that?
Careful now.
Yep, got to be careful.
Yeah.
Why
That
don't we
was
do
not
this?
a trick question either.
Why don't we do this? Let's have people opine on Twitter
Oh,
on what
love that.
what our call signs should be,
Okay, let us know, people.
That's a great question to put out there.
and that way we can focus on baseball.
Broken bat. It is caught in the air by Shawnuel as Vargas is retired for out number 2 here in this 5th inning. Give the people a little more about yourself, though. What are some of your characteristics? What are some things that maybe you could get a name from?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so Brooks Wright, they like to, something that might have been embarrassing or kind of a weird, funny moment.
Yeah.
That's generally what your call sign is.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Embarrassing.
That is a fair ball down the right field line. Colson Montgomery rounding the bag at first. Dell gets it back in. A stand-up double for Colson Montgomery here in the 5th.
Thank God for Colson's double. I could stop talking about things that were embarrassing to me. That's a ball right in the middle, and Colson smokes it right down the line. This ball went right over the bag. You can see it. Yep, just fair. Nice job by Colson. This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. And White Sox got something cooking here with 2 outs. Colson on second base, and Kelnick coming to the plate, pinch hitting.
Top of the 5th, tied at 2. This half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University. As Drew Pomerantz is starting to get warm and active in the Angels bullpen. And a pinch hitter at the plate as Kelnick will take over for Grichuk in the 4-hole. Chance for the Sox to break the tie. A runner on at second here in this 5th inning. Four games for Kelnick, batting .364. Another guy who has been hitting the ball really hard.
Yeah, really good game last night. I mean, he slapped a couple of balls to the left side, hit very hard. Talked to him after the game. He really feels like it's starting to come a little bit. He's starting to feel his swing a little bit more, and that would be a welcome sight for the White Sox. Ball really jumps off his bat.
1-1. White Sox scored 2 in the first. Angels answered with 2 of their own in the first inning. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Colson Montgomery stranded at second as this game stays tied, and we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th, this half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. White Sox and Angels all tied at 2. Sox fans catch every swing, strikeout, and big moment this season on Chicago Sports Network. Stream live on CHSN app and watch on up to 3 devices. You can start your 7-day free trial today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead. Jared Kelnick, who just pinch hit, will stay in the game and play right for the White Sox. Grounder up the middle. Mydroff pulls Vargas off the bag, but still applies the tag as Rivero is retired.
Mydroth ranging to the shortstop side of the bag right here. Saw him working on it earlier today in BP. No problem for him. Throw a little bit up the line, but Vargas handled that.
You know, normally off those comebackers, you'll see a pitcher maybe like stick out a glove or something. Eric Fetty wanted no piece of anything coming back up to the middle.
No. After the shot by Moncada, just stay away from it. Let the infielders do their thing.
Similar to what we saw from Davis Martin last night, Fetty's been economical with his pitches. This will be number 60 here with one out in the 5th inning. Seen a few batters do that in the course of the series. What are those little gnats just kind of hanging out in front of home plate?
I think it's like a little fluff ball, like little white puff. Oh, ouchie.
That one hurt.
Breaking pitch and low. Yep, fires it right off his ankle. Good thing he's got some padding. See exactly where it hit. Ooh.
Not going to feel good for Lowe to step back in as he has been struggling at the plate. He's just 1 for his last 23, including a ground out his last time up in the 3rd. Sprays this one to left field as Antonacci will make the catch for out number 2. It's time now for a message from Ankin Law.
Howard, my dad was T-boned by a utility vehicle. What should I do?
Ankin Law is injury law made personal. If you've been hurt at work in a car accident or suffered a medical mistake, call 312-6-million.
Something really positive for Eric Fetty so far tonight, has not allowed the leadoff man on in any inning for the Angels. So even though he gave up those 2 home runs, they were both solo shots. And ever since the 1st inning, Eric Fetty has been in command. Zach Neto, another bat in this lineup that has been struggling. He's been tinkering with his swing. He's moving his hands up, moving them down, kind of keeping them in front of his chest, tinkering around with things. It's kind of a sign for a guy who's just looking for anything that will work at the plate.
I know it very well. I know that. I had about 45 career stances. I would tinker. I was a tinkerman.
You were a tinkerer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that your call sign?
No, please no. We're getting there. We're getting some good responses on X for our call signs. I'm seeing some call signs for me. I'm not seeing any call signs for you yet.
I haven't put anything out there yet.
Okay.
I've got plenty of embarrassing moments.
I haven't seen anything for Brooke either. We'll figure it out.
White Sox fans are especially creative. There's no doubt about that. Two-two here to Neto. High in the air. Antonacci going back, looking up, and this one is gone. 6th home run of the season for Zach Neto, and the 3rd home run of the night for the Angels as they take their first lead 3-2 here in this 5th inning.
Neto knew he got it. Stood there and watched it. See where that pitch is. Out away, almost off the plate. Just up. Neto all over it. Knew he got it. Three-two Angels.
Bases empty, 2 outs for Trout here in the 5th. So in Chicago, it was Trout and Grissom hitting home runs off Fetty. Tonight it is Trout, Soler, and Neto going yard. Three balls and a strike. Here's the payoff. Out of the zone, ball 4. So it's back-to-back walks for Trout. And here comes the pitching coach, Zach Bove. Wants to have a conversation here with Fetty. As an infielder, when you come into those visits on the mound, are there anything that you're particularly listening for?
Depending on who the hitter is, potentially some positioning. Hey, we want to go down and into this guy, this lefty. As a second baseman, I might be shifting a tick over into that 4-hole, expecting a rollover. Just want to hear what they have to say. It's generally for moral support and to maybe get a little bit of positioning on how they're going to pitch him so you can be ready.
First pitch strike here to Nolan Shawnowell. So first time tonight we're seeing activity in the White Sox bullpen as Tyler Davis is starting to get active. Check on Trout, who does have 5 stolen bases this season. This one is hit well into right field, and it's going to one-hop off the wall. Trout continues to chug around third. He will slide in safe at home. An RBI double for Nolan Shawnowell. And the Angels make it 4-2 here in this 5th inning.
Only chance the White Sox had is this ball hopping into the stands. That's how Trout would not have scored, but this ball stays just fair. Shawnowell does a good job to keep this ball fair because it looked like it was hooking. You see him leaning. He knew it was going to be close, and gosh, just real close. If he all of a sudden, if that ball hops over the fence, then Trout will just be at third base. And it looks like the night for Fetty is going to be done.
So the White Sox will make a pitching change with 2 outs here in this bottom of the 5th. We will step aside and come back after this. Head to the ballpark this Friday, May 8th, as we take on the Seattle Mariners. Catch the White Sox in their iconic City Connect uniforms. Plus, stick around for a post-game fireworks show presented by Steinhoffels. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/city.
Tyler Davis on for the 5th time so far this year. He has not allowed a hit in his first 4 major league appearances. Becoming the first White Sox to accomplish that feat since Sergio Santos in 2010. Also 4 games. Tyler Davis was signed as a non-drafted free agent by the White Sox. That's good scouting.
We talked about his story already this year. His last year in college was a hitter, didn't even pitch because of an injury. He was previously a 2A player, then undrafted, went to independent ball. The plan was to be a 2A player, and this pitching coach said, son, I think it's time you put down the bat and stick to pitching. In the air, it is caught by Kelnick. Hitters now 0 for 12 against Tyler Davis here in the bigs. Tyler Davis puts an end to this fifth.
Welcome back. Edgar Carroll leading things off, and if you take a look there, he has some new batting gloves on, and it's from that company that made that same strap he's been using, 9-strap technology, and the gloves allows him just to have a little better connection with his hands, and just when it comes to gripping the bat, you know, the strap that he had been using, he had to adjust it a little bit. It may have gotten a little slippery, but with the gloves, he is able to adjust his grip a little bit more, and it helps him, and it prevents him, excuse me, from rolling over pitches, you guys.
We need to get a little piece of this action, how much love we're showing to this company for Edgar Carroll. Carroll hit the ball well the last time up. Flew all the way out to center as Trout tracked it down, and a new pitcher on the mound here for the Angels.
Longtime veteran Drew Pomeranz, 15th time so far this year. That ERA spiking. White Sox got him pretty good back in Chicago, but he comes in with a lead, 2-run lead here in the top of the 6th.
You know, fans join this broadcast in and out throughout the course of the game. So if you're just joining us now, I just want to fill you in on a fun conversation we've been having throughout the night. Gordon is a big fan of Navy fighter pilots, and especially the jets when we were out there in San Diego. So we're wondering, what is an embarrassing moment for one of the three of us that would lead to our Navy call sign? We've been asking for some help on Twitter. I've been getting a lot of suggestions from Instagram because I haven't been using Twitter as much. So fans are active. If you're still out there, let Brooke, Gordon, or I know.
All three of us need a call sign.
A fun name that plays off an embarrassing moment.
All right, guys. So what do you think about my call sign being Snack Attack?
Snack Attack.
Snack Attack.
Don't hate it.
I don't hate that.
Nibbles.
I'm always attacking snacks.
What about nibbles?
Nibbles? I'm just always picking.
You're snacking.
Everybody jokes around. They say like I have like a crab claw where I'm always just snacking, and I'm always just picking at a bunch of snacks.
Snacks.
All right. Why don't just be snacks?
Just snacks.
Snacks with an X, because it sounds cooler.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Still thinking of you guys.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair. I'm afraid because
we're getting a lot of bacon for Gordon on the socials.
That's because Ozzy has a hard time saying my last name. So when I got called up, he said Bacon. That was my nickname.
Tapper to the right side, Benintendi. He will beat it out as Shawnuel, the first baseman, tried to field it.
Benintendi, just a little tapper, and he knew right off the bat that it was going to be tough. And then Pomeranz didn't cover first, so when the first baseman went to it, that was going to be an easy hit. Nobody at home at first base, and the White Sox have a base runner. Tying run now at the plate here in the top of the 6th.
Derek Hill's 0 for 2, a couple flyouts to center tonight. Shows bunt. As the White Sox trail here 4-2, top of the 6th. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. Puts this one down, but bunts it foul.
Trying to pick on the right side of the infield right there with the lefty on the mound. Pomeranz, the best spot to put is a push bunt, kind of towards the second baseman Grissom, and there's a little no man's land right there, a little triangle that if you put it in, it's very difficult to get an out at first base. So that's where he was trying to push it. Did not get it down. 1-1 here. Runner on first though.
Could do the Benintendi attempt where he just bunted in the air and it lands fair. When you see lefty power hitters for the White Sox bunting, you know that is the trend this year for the squad. One, two. Hit hard. But off the big hop, Grissom throws to second for one. Ooh. And they do turn 2. Let's see if the White Sox want to challenge that one. It was close at the bag.
I'm not sure about that one. It looked like he was safe to me.
And there is a challenge from Will Venable.
Give me the call sign, Hawkeye.
Call on the field is out at first base. Chicago's challenging.
All right, this is a Northwestern Medicine Manager's Challenge. We're taking a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Gordon, what do you see here?
I mean, I see a really hard hit baseball that should be a double play, but Hill can really, really run. And let's see. Yeah, it's a safe all the way. This inning will continue.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner stays. Chicago retains their challenge.
All right, so the 10th challenge this season by the White Sox, and Will Venable, that's the 5th time he is now successful.
All right, way to go, BJ. Brian Johnson.
That's right.
Shout out
in the video room.
Shout out to your beard and your hair, both flowing.
Yeah, here he comes. The crowd's getting excited. There's a little buzz in the stadium because Munetaka Murakami will pinch hit with 2 outs here in this 6th inning. Last night, Murakami at the plate.
Yeah, absolutely crushed the center field. No chance for Mike to climb that far. 109, 32-degree launch angle. 429 feet.
You know what I've loved about what Murakami has done this season? He just continues to prove people wrong. First it was, oh, he can't hit velocity. Well, we're not talking about that anymore. Then it was, oh, well, if you attack him up, away, that's his weak spot. Well, he took Soriano up and away deep last night as well.
There was a, he can't hit good pitching. Who is he hitting these homers off of? Well, Soriano, once again, pretty good pitcher.
Two-0 count. Big swing. Strike one.
Murakami took a hack at this one, got his pitch. Out of third, just a little bit out in front of it.
He is tied with Aaron Judge for the major league leading 14 home runs. Did he go around there? Yes, he did. Corey Blazer on the call at third.
I like them putting him in the game right now because even if this moment doesn't work out, he's still going to get another at bat. I think that's kind of a key moment. It's like, why wouldn't he wait until maybe later in the game? It's like, well, you might not have a situation where he wants to, or it's good for him to pinch hit later in the game.
2-2 on the ground. It'll find a hole into left field. Derek Hill, he will continue motoring and get to third. And the Sox are now threatening here in this 6th inning. A pinch hit single for Murakami.
This shows how good of a hitter he is. I mean, for all the power he has, to stay on this pitch down and away, perfectly placed by Pomeranz down and away, and he stays on it and just slices it right through the 6th hole. I mean, this is so good. It's just, we can ooh and ah over the home runs he hits and how far he hits it, but the fact that he's able to do both, where he can get out there against a tough lefty and put that ball in play and get a knock, super valuable.
Smile for Murakami as he produces off the bench tonight. It's up to the rookie now, Sam Antonacci. He uses his time here in this 0-1 count. Is it normal for a player this early in their career to feel as comfortable as Antonacci does right now?
Pitch was called a ball. The catcher is challenged.
Well, I mean, whether he feels comfortable or not, I mean, it's good he has confidence in what he's doing, right? I mean, that one goes against him, overturned right there, but he's got,
powered by T-Mobile.
Thank you. And but I like his confidence. You've got to be confident if you're going to succeed at this level. If you're not, this game will eat you up. So his confidence is a welcome sight on the south side.
0-2. In the air to left. It is low, moving to his right, and that will end the threat here in this 6th inning. Today's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. Level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. Bottom of the 6th, White Sox down 2 against the Angels. Tyler Davis picked up the final out in the 5th. He stays on the mound here to start this bottom half of the 6th, as he faces 5, 6, 7 in the Angels lineup. Grounded to third. It is Vargas now at third. Makes the play with Murakami now playing first, as he stays in the game after pinch hitting. So here's the defensive changes. Murakami's at first, Vargas at third. Montgomery shifts from third to short. Moncada, last time up, rifled one off of Eric Fetty. Thankfully, he was okay. Okay, so after we put out that solicitation to our viewers, we're getting some really good stuff. Here's the promo first. Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. All right, this one's for Brooke. It comes to me via my Instagram direct message from Josh Vogel. Really good one here. I'll tell you after this pitch here. 0-2 from Davis, fouled away. Remember the incident just a few games ago in San Diego?
Yeah, the hot dog.
The hot dog through the fence?
Yes.
Maybe hot dog.
Hot dog.
Brooke's name.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Okay, I see that. John, I got one for you. How about Sky Guy? Because the CN Tower.
I was thinking about that. I am still deathly afraid of heights.
Sky Guy's kind of cool.
I know. I'm not at that one. I kind of like it.
It
Shout
makes
out
sense
to whoever
'cause
came up with that.
Flying in the sky, you know. As we watch the replay, a little chin music. That could be his nickname or his call sign.
Sky Guy, snacks, and bacon.
Yeah.
What a crew.
The best one I've heard is calling my call sign being Harold, because when I was a rookie in big league camp, somebody said, well, you should just take Harold's number as a joke. And I said, who's Harold?
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Strike three called here on Moncada.
That was super embarrassing because obviously Harold Baines. I was a young lad then, and but that's a funny one.
Yeah.
Somebody said I should be Mendoza because I kind of hung around the Mendoza line. Kind of mean.
I'm sure I could be.
I get it. What is it?
I could be Vec.
Vec?
Yeah. I had a little oopsie with Bill Vec when I first started here.
Okay. All right.
Two outs here in this bottom of the sixth inning. Tyler Davis has retired the first three that he has faced.
Really like his fastball. I mean, it just plays up. It feels like it just jumps out of his hand. What a story from this guy, going from independent ball to the big leagues.
98 upstairs, missing ball one. His stuff is there. There is no doubt about it. One, two.
I think if you were to give me the call sign Bacon, you'd have to just call me like Sizzling or something. Don't just give me Bacon.
Like crispy.
Crispy bacon.
I do like hot dog for Brooke. Because we all remember the moment.
How about caller Frank?
On the ground is short. Montgomery off the big hop. Tyler Davis sets him down in order here in this sixth inning. White Sox still trailing by 2.
White Sox fans, create your perfect season with the 10-ticket all-access pack. Get access to the Crosstown Series against the Cubs and choose your games and seats that work best for you and your schedule. To purchase, visit whitesox.com/ticket plans. Sam Bachman comes on 13 times so far this year, an ERA a shade north of 3. He will have the White Sox here in the top of the 7th, and he will get the top of the lineup, starting with Chase Meidroth.
The 4th time up for Chase tonight. He is 1 for 3. And ever since the first inning, the White Sox have been a little quiet. They scored both those runs right out of the gate as Oswald Peraza takes over at third base for the Angels. This one deep to left field. Meidroth, will it stay fair? It is gone! Chase Meidroth goes yard here in this 7th inning. His 2nd of the season. Yeah, get that wand out, Mike Vassell. And the Sox down by 1.
Well, Chase Harry Pottered this ball down the line. Kept it fair, hit it a long way. Look at that, up in the zone, and he knew it. It was just a matter of would it stay fair. Wow. Just tomahawks that top of the zone, and no doubter in terms of the distance. Just a matter if it would stay fair or not, and it did. White Sox only down 1 now. Big knock from Chase.
He opened the season with a home run,
Yep.
and now this is his 2nd one here tonight. You know he's excited. Off the end of the bat. Oh. Wow, backhanded by Bachman. Oh,
that was nice.
That was fancy.
Got to hand it to him. Nice play right here. Little tapper. It's going to probably be a pretty tough play if he doesn't glove it, but behind the back, no problem. Then runs it halfway over there and flips to the first baseman, Shawnewell. Little oopsie, but I'll take that.
Chase Mydroth giving a little momentum back into this White Sox lineup with Colson Montgomery now at the plate. It's this one hard, but on the ground to second. And there's now 2 down here in this 7th inning. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/White Sox, the official source for your Chicago White Sox gear. I love White Sox fans because not only are they creative, but they're also kind now before they zing you with your mistakes. I got one message on Instagram, and some guy said, Shrift, hey, all love here, and then shot me with my mistake.
Yeah. Yep.
I appreciate that. We can have fun with this stuff, you know? We all make mistakes.
Yeah, they keep hammering me on the time I tackled the third baseman and pitcher. Allowed to run the score, but we're not going to talk about that.
So Rivero's challenge is successful. ABS powered by T-Mobile. With the call overturned, it's now 0-2 here to Kelnick. White Sox have out-hit the Angels 8-6 tonight. The Angels have used 3 home runs. And Kelnick goes down swinging. Mydroth gave one a ride, a home run into left. It's now a 1-run ball game.
Follow our Chicago White Sox at ChicagoSportsNetwork.com. Presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Jordan Leisure on for the 16th time so far this season. Results have been mixed, but he's got an opportunity here to shut him down in the bottom of the 7th. He's got 8-9-1 in the lineup.
Sebastian Rivero swings over the top of that one. Strike 2. Logan O'Hoppe went on the injured list. So Sebastian Rivero was called up from AAA. And we're going to have a pitch clock violation. So ball 1 is awarded to Rivero. One ball, 2 strikes. Leisure comes to the plate, upstairs, ball 2. Now I'm just getting people asking for shout outs on Instagram. Julian and Tony watching us at UIUC. You watch every night. Well, fellas, we appreciate that. Good luck with your graduation coming up soon.
Love that.
2-2.
Are they seniors?
I would assume if they're about to graduate.
Oh, yeah. Did it say they were about to graduate? Sorry, I didn't listen.
About to graduate.
My bad.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your graduation. Not everybody can do that, as we have talked about exclusively on this broadcast.
We certainly appreciate everybody staying up late with us here on the West Coast, watching us here on CHSN. Brooke Fletcher on the field, Gordon Beckham, I'm John Schriffen. White Sox trying to come from behind tonight. And a battle here between Leisure and Rivero to start this bottom half of the 7th. Leadoff hitters against Jordan Leisure are hitting .357 this season. Here's the payoff. Four pitches already fouled away. Three-two. This one coming at us and just above us, clanking back down below. Once again, Gordon, cat-like reflexes. You snap to your feet.
I mean, you got to get ready to save everybody here. JR is scared over here. You're jumping out of the way.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding.
3-2. This one playable, popped up. It is Mydroth calling for it. And there is the first out here in the home half of the 7th. How about a trip down on the farm and go to Brooke?
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you've heard, but Caleb Bonnemer's hitting a lot of homers down in the minors. And how about this one today off none other than Garrett Cole. Yes, that is the same Garrett Cole who's making his rehab assignment start down there. You love to see it. He's hitting .297 this season with a 1.176 OPS, guys.
Wait, check out those jerseys, too. I kind of like those. Those are fresh.
Caleb is crushing. Winston-Salem. I don't know if they're going to see him for very long.
I was going to say, when is that promotion coming?
Who knows, but man, he is hitting the ball well. It's fun to watch. Fun to watch some of these young stars for the White Sox, prospects, having great starts to the season.
Braden Montgomery, we saw him just get called up to AAA. As he was destroying AA. Good sign for Leisure, retiring the first batter here that he faces. As Josh Lowe steps in with one down. Peel to third, did not go around. Just got a good one. Somebody said, Killian Blunt said my call sign should be roar.
Roar?
I used to roar for La Pantera last year. Two-two. Got him swinging. A little extra giddy up from Leisure at 97. Bringing everyone out to the ballpark this season for Family Sundays presented by Coca-Cola. Enjoy family-friendly activities. Plus, kids can run the bases after the game. Tickets start at just $12. To learn more and purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/Sunday. Well, since Tyler Davis came on with 2 outs in the 5th inning, it is now 6 straight retired by White Sox relievers. Davis retired 4. Now the first 2 from Jordan Leisure.
Keeping the guys in the game. Only down a run now.
Popped up and out of play. I do love how Leisure is going after these hitters.
I do. I think that there's a little sense of urgency from him. Obviously, the last few times out, it has not been good. His last, he's allowed 8 runs over his last 6 appearances and given up some homers. So, got to get out there and shake those cobwebs off. You know, find a way to exercise the demons a little bit. Get out there and start getting a good streak going. Only way you can do that is if you get run back out there, right? I mean, it's not gonna happen by sitting in the bullpen. So they believe in him. He's done some really good things in the past. He's just got to get going.
Something that baseball allows you to have a short memory. Get back out on that bicycle. 2-2 from Leisure. Swing and a miss. A very ninth, 7th inning where Leisure strikes out 2.
The memorable moment presented by Prevagen, and it's the 3 homers tonight so far for the Angels. Trout, Soler, and Neto, 3 solo shots, and then Mike Trout with a walk and scored on a double, and that is the difference in the game. White Sox down 1 run here, top of the 8th, 6 more outs to go as Teodosio joins the game in left field.
Edgar Caro leads things off as the first 2 miss from Bachman, 2-0 the count. How about a little late rally from this White Sox squad? This 8th inning has been a trouble inning for the White Sox. They've scored just 8 runs all season long. Fewest of any inning. Let's see if they can break that trend here tonight in Anaheim. 3-2. Strike 3 called and 1 away. Sox fans, join us at the ballpark this Saturday as we celebrate moms and women. Come watch the White Sox May 9th as they take on the Mariners at 6:10 p.m. 15,000 fans will receive a women's athleisure jacket presented by Rush. To purchase tickets and prepaid parking, visit whitesox.com/promos. So 4 hits last night for Benintendi. Adds another 2 here tonight. And I think this spot in the order, this 6 hole, has been treating Andrew Benintendi very well.
Well, I was just about to say it would have been perfect timing if he had connected on that swing, but the 2 balls he's hit tonight have been kind of off the end of the bat and then a little chopper, right? He's gotten a little bit fortunate with some of these, but that's about the time that a big blast comes because he's starting to feel good at the plate. You got 2 cheap ones. Now it's time for a real one. Took a huge hack at that 0-1 pitch and just missed it.
2 home runs on the season for Benintendi. Oh-2. Strike 3 called. First 2 Sox go down looking.
Wasn't looking in. Fastball See how much run it has. Lots of it. It's kind of right there. I think he was looking for something soft and gets frozen with the fastball. And it's that two-seamer. Starts off on the inside corner and then moves all the way back. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. White Sox hopes dwindling.
All right, a pinch hitter at the plate. It'll be Tristan Peters. Entering the game again for Derek Hill. Peters' batting average up to .273 this season. Hits this one hard on the right side. Off the glove of Grissom. And Peters will reach here in the 8th inning. They rule that an error, E4 on the second baseman.
Yeah, ball's hit pretty hard, but generally that play's made in the big leagues, and now the White Sox have somebody who can really run on first base, so a double really changes the situation here. And Murakami is fresh off a double last night, and it looks like we're going to get a change in pitching. Yep. That's an E4 and an opportunity for the White Sox to take advantage.
So a pitching change with 2 outs here in this 8th inning. We're going to step aside. Let's see if the White Sox can rally late here in Anaheim.
Ryan Zefferjon on in relief here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. He's in his 3rd major league season with the Angels. Made his 2nd career opening day roster and has recorded at least 4 outs in 8 of the 12 outings so far this year. So that could happen again tonight if he stays in the 9th.
Murakami sends this one deep to right field. It is Adele in the corner, and it just goes foul. Wow. Everybody locked in when Murakami's at the plate.
103.6 off the bat. He just gets around it, but it's another one of those moon shots. And looked like the wind just pushed it a little bit foul. It's probably for the best. It would have been caught. Big moment here for Murakami.
Looking for home run number 15 this season. That would lead Major League Baseball. And he goes down swinging to end this top of the 8th inning. Well, it is a Cinco de Mayo kind of night out here in Anaheim. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if the White Sox will be Cinco here tonight, getting the win.
Here's the upcoming schedule. presented by Toyota. One more here at the Big A, and followed by an off day. The boys will head back to Chicago facing the Seattle Mariners. Another off day. The Kansas City Royals for 3, and then it's the Crosstown Classic against the hated Cubs. And here's Brian Hudson, going for the 18th time so far this year. That ERA minuscule at 1.13.
Mike Trout, a home run and a couple of walks tonight. It is quickly 0-2. Hudson, the big lefty. Hudson has emerged as one of Will Venable's really dependable arms now coming out of the bullpen. 0-2 pitch here to Trout. Grounder up the middle, and will make its way into left center. So the leadoff man on in this home half of the 8th inning.
Hudson's got the longest active scoreless streak among relievers in the majors. He's going to have to work harder now. 95 on the edge, and Trout's running out of the box hard. That would have been a tough play even if Colson is able to get there. He was not. And it's a leadoff base runner for the Angels. Close game here. White Sox trailing by 1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
There's the bunt, fielded by Hudson, goes to second for the force. But they do not get to. Nice job by Hudson to get the lead runner there.
Yeah, great job. Just pounced off the mound, and you could hear it from the White Sox dugout. All of them yelling 2. And that's exactly where he threw it. Made a good throw to Colson Montgomery. Going to be tough to turn a double play like that with the amount of length of the throws, right? But a strike to Colson Montgomery and a good turn, but not enough to get Shawnowell at first base.
Since I've opened the floodgates and I gave a shout out to somebody, I've got to keep giving shout outs here. Karen Spencer, who are watching us all the way in Ontario, Canada. Love that. Canadians watching the broadcast.
Don't you know?
Appreciate that. Raphael's at the UIC tonight. On the ground on the left side, Vargas looks for second. There's one. My drive, double play turned. We will go here to the top of the 9th. Everybody's watching tonight. John Dietrich, Sean Doyle at University of Iowa. Everyone's tuning in late.
It's our Steinhoffel's double plays. Steinhoffel's donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference, and this one sure did. Got the boys back in that dugout after a strong turn. Good feed, strong turn, and they're down by 1. John, big spot here. It'd be nice to see them come back and take this one from the Angels.
Let's see some 9th inning rally here from the White Sox. Sam Antonacci leads it off. (9-1-2) to the plate here for the Sox.
Both teams have both challenges, so look to see both sides potentially use it on close calls here.
Zephyr John, who struck out Murakami to end the 8th, stays on the mound here for the A's to start this ninth, for the Angels to start this 9th. One-two, outside. It's been a tight ball game all night long. 2-0 lead for the White Sox in the first. Angels answered with 2 of their own in the first. That one hit Antonacci. So the tying run will reach here in this 9th.
A big moment in this game. Sam grinding up there, 2-2, and this ball nowhere close to the strike zone, hits him right on the right quad. He's gritting through it, but a big time runner at first base, guy that can really run the bases. And now you got the top of the lineup and the guy that just hit a home run in Mydroth.
Little high from Zephyr John, ball 1. 2 hits tonight for the leadoff man, Chase Mydroth, including his 2nd home run of the year, his last time up in the 7th. Antonacci faked the break at first, went back to the bag. There's strike 1. Can that be distracting as a hitter?
Sometimes. I think that I've already been thinking about if they would do a hit and run here. I'd let Mydroth just hit away. He's been swinging a hot bat.
Breaking ball finds the zone, strike 2.
Sometimes you think about maybe bunting him over or trying to get a guy in motion and hitting behind him with Mydroth, who can handle the bat. But I think that he's had such a good series so far. You let him hit away.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Antonacci is also 0 for 2 in stolen base attempts this season.
Sometimes it can take a little time to get comfortable stealing bags in the big leagues, so don't want to make an out right here. You got Vargas on deck. You got your big boys coming up.
And a check on Antonacci.
Little slip right there by Sam. Did the Fred Flintstone coming back to the bag. But he was able to get in there.
There goes Antonacci, swing and a miss, strike 3, but a stolen base. It gets to center field, and then they're going to call interference by Grissom. So Antonacci standing at third, representing the tying run with 1 out.
Big time job right there. Great jump by Sam to get to second base, and the ball gets past Grissom, and he would have gotten a third either way, but they call interference on Grissom, so he was automatically given that bag. 2-seamer down and in, nasty. Yeah, Grissom's got to get in front of that ball in an important spot and then gets in the way. So a great job, heads up play by Antonacci to make sure he's going to third and get a little contact while you're at it. Big spot here.
Infield comes in for the Angels, and a challenge by the catcher Rivero.
The pitcher's called a ball. The catcher is challenged.
Big spot right here. Little 2-seamer down and in. Let's see if it caught some plate. No, it did not.
Call is confirmed. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
So the Angels with just 1 left, with 1 out here in this top of the 9th. Missing outside, ball 2 here to Vargas.
Vargas has got to know there's some bases open. You walk somebody, then you invite a double play if you can get one from Montgomery. So can't give in here. Got to box him up, middle. Also got to be careful, because if you put him on, that's the go-ahead run here in the top of the 9th.
A 4-pitch walk here to Vargas as the Sox applying pressure late, down 1.
A hit by pitch and a walk, and the White Sox have got something cooking with one of their big stars at the plate, Montgomery. He's got the platoon. He's got the advantage against that righty on the mound. He's had some big swings so far in his early career. This would be another big one if he's able to get this run home.
Colson Montgomery's got a walk-off this season when he faced the Angels back in Chicago. Colson Montgomery at the plate, 1 down. Montgomery singles into center. and that's gonna do it. The Sox walk it off in the 10th and pull off the sweep. Colson Montgomery looking to tie this game here in the 9th in Anaheim. Runners on at the corners, 1 out. And Zephyr-John has missed 5 in a row. Make that 6 in a row. Keep it coming. Ooh, got that fastball fouled back.
Huge hack right here by Colson. He was looking for it. He got it. I was hoping he wouldn't be just watching this pitch, and he got a pitch to hit and just missed it. Look at his face. He knew it. Got to tighten it up just a little bit. All he needs is a fly ball to tie this ball game.
Right on the corner. And the count is 2-2.
Colson didn't like it. I don't know if he didn't like the call, but they have some opportunities to challenge, so potentially could have been a good one right there if he wanted it. But did not signal for it, did not get it.
Montgomery taking his time. A big moment here in the 9th inning. Antonacci representing the tying run at third. Foul tipped into the glove, strike 3.
Looked like he got a pitch to hit, a hanger. See where it ends up. Zephyr-John's got a good breaking pitch, but man, right in the middle, a little bit backdoor. Yeah, that's one of those ones Colson can't believe he missed. He was all over a couple of pitches like that, but just misses, and now it's down to Kelenic here with 2 outs.
Jared Kelenic takes his time before the at-bat starts. Trying to extend this game with 2 outs in the 9th inning. First one in there, strike 1. This is the loudest Angel Stadium has been tonight. As the Halos have been scuffling, they've lost 13 of their last 15. The White Sox trying to tie it up or take the lead. One ball, 1 strike. There goes Vargas. Off the plate, ball 2. So a stolen base for Vargas and a base hit would give the Sox the lead. Two-one pitch. White Sox down to their final strike of the night. Will Kelenic come through? Outside, ball 3.
They wanted that pitch up, so much so that Rivera Rivero stood up. Watch, look where he wanted this ball. Not sure that's competitive pitch. Let's see if Kelenic makes him pay.
3-2. Out of the zone, ball 4, bases loaded. Interesting pitch sequence there at the end there to Kelenic.
Yeah, they wasted a pitch to the point where it was so uncompetitive. And then this one, good job by Kelenic not to be too over anxious. That ball's down. And here comes Edgar Quero. I'm telling you right now, Edgar Quero was one of the best in the business last year as a young guy in big situations.
First pitch fouled straight back. For 3 night for Edgar Quero. Does have a sac fly RBI in the first inning. Driving in the second run of the game for the Sox. Zephyr-John deals outside, ball 1. Nowhere to put Quero. As the Angels have activity in the bullpen now. Drilled down the line, but hooked foul. Once again, the Sox down to their final strike of the night.
Quero out in front of this one. It's down and in. He did what he needed to do. Got to straighten that one out. There is a big hole in the left side of the infield. He did it a lot last year where in big situations he'd go the other way. Let's see if he can find a way to get some of that magic.
1-2 pitch. Up and away, ball 2. You have seen the Angels, when they get ahead in the count, try to get hitters to chase up out of the zone.
Well, if anything, they're trying to get his eyes up and then come back with that slider. He's been throwing it to everybody. It seems like he's been throwing it in the middle of the plate and getting away with it. You wonder if he throws it again, how many times will he be able to throw it in the middle of the plate and the White Sox hitters miss it. Quero got an opportunity to change the scoreboard in a big way here. 2 outs here in the 9th.
Quero, a catcher, he knows how pitchers want to set up hitters. There's the breaking ball, turns it over the right side. Grissom to first, and that'll do it. White Sox leave the bases loaded in the 9th and will lose a tough one to the Angels 4-3.
White Sox had their chances tonight, none bigger than that in the 9th inning, and just they could not come through. Felt like the White Sox had an opportunity multiple times late to come back, and you just kind of got the sense the way they've been playing that they were going to do it, but it was not to be. Overall, White Sox with another solid outing. It's a loss for them, but it's one of those ones you tip your cap, you come back tomorrow, and you try to win the series.
Tough one. So many out there watching to reach out to us. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight here on CHSN, especially Gabe Silva. Happy 30th birthday to you. Unfortunately, the White Sox lose this one 4-3 to the Angels. The third and deciding game of this series will be tomorrow. For Brooke Fletcher, Gordon Beckham, I am John Schriff, and thanks again for staying up late with us here on CHSN. We send it now to the post-game show. Chuck, Ozzie, fellas, it's all yours.
All right, thanks, John. Well, listen, the White Sox had a 2-0 lead in the first inning. They had a chance, if they would have won this game, to be all alone in first place in the American League Central with a .500 record here in early May. They had the tying run on third, the winning run, or at least the go-ahead run on second, but they didn't get the win.
Especially late inning. I see Montgomery. I tried to do a little bit too much. Try to be a hero, like
he was going for a home run.
Yeah, it's like all his swing is just similar. I don't know if he hit a home run. I don't think so, but all his swing is just all effort, and he come through. They fight all the way through it. That's the 4th game they lost by 1 run.
Check this out. Last 4 losses for the White Sox.
By 1 run.
4-3, 4-3, 2-1 in the 10th to the Nationals, and then 6-3 in the 10th to the Nationals. Those are their last 4 losses. They all easy for me to say it, could have been 4 wins. They'd have like a 9-game winning streak right now.
Yeah, but unfortunately, because also they win a couple games late.
True.
2 And, well, you know what I mean, offense went down a little bit. I think if you look at the score, I said, Fetty, I don't think throw that back. Give up 3 home runs, that's part of the game. I'd rather than give up 3 home runs than 10 walks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The balls around the play, they got good swing on it. Bullpen did a tremendous job. One thing you got to look at it. The offense, it wasn't good today.
All right.
Fetty was pitching. Offense never show up.
We'll get to that on the postgame show. Also, in a rehab start tonight in the minor leagues, Garrett Cole gave up a home run to Caleb Bonnemer, one of the White Sox best prospects, and then seemed to hit Bonnemer on purpose. Ozzy's got thoughts on this. We are going to be sticking around, and I hope you do too. It is White Sox Postgame Live. It's not a winning edition, but it's going to be a great edition because we will guarantee it every single night. Stay up with us. Ozzy and me coming back in a moment. Don't go to sleep.